My name's Anthony Pascariello. I topped Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in 2011 and 3 YCSs back-to-back in 2012. Although I stopped playing in 2013, I've rediscovered my passion for the game through older formats and love sharing ideas about how to play. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterclass. I'm by no means a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Masterclass. Today we're talking about Gladiator Beasts. Gladiator Beasts! Let me say it with my chest a little bit. This is a deck that was very good for a long time. Definitely had moments of greatness. And this deck, I don't think it's the best, or maybe probably not even in the top 5 of this format, but I still love it, and I'm happy you could play it here, so I wanted to talk about it. There are a few different variants you could play, a few different tech cards and whatnot you could play. I'll probably go over some of those as well. Excuse me. But for now, I'm going to talk about my list. And here it is, in all its glory. And first off, the best Gladiator Beast, Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat, you send the card to the graveyard, you special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters from your deck. They're destroyed. During the end phase, you can only use 1 Rescue Cat per turn. Now this is an errated version of the card. An errata is when they take a card's text and then change it in the newer prints. This is the newest version. I think everything on Dueling Book is the newest version, but the original Rescue Cat does not say that the monster effects are negated, that it brings out. Test Tiger's a level 3 beast, Sam Knight's a level 3 beast. What Test Tiger does, first thing, most important thing, you can special summon him from your hand if you control Gladiator Beast monster. You send him to the graveyard, you take the face-up Glad, you put it back in the deck, and you bring out another Gladiator Beast, and now that Gladiator Beast has its effect. So, Test Tiger by itself answers a lot of questions, but Rescue Cat brings it out with a Glad Beast, so it's basically 2 cards for the price of 1, right? Sam Knight, yeah, this card's insane. Sam Knight, it has to be brought out by a Gladiator Beast monster first. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add a Glad Beast card from your deck to your hand, and then all the Gladiator Beasts, what they do, when they successfully attack or get attacked and don't get destroyed, like Wabaku right here, take no battle damage, can't be destroyed. So after attacking or being attacked and being on the field still, you can shuffle them back into the deck and special summon another one. That's kind of the idea behind the deck. That's their little trick, their little gimmick. Now, they all do different stuff, and they're all very good. Not all of them. So Sam Knight, this is one of the worst ones, I want to say, because his effect is a little bit slower. You can't just bring it out, get an effect like the rest of the Glads that we're about to go over. You have to bring them out and then successfully attack over an opponent's monster and send it to the graveyard, which, I mean, not impossible, but just your opponent can kind of play around that. So next, we have Bestiari. If this one comes back from the effect of another Gladiator Beast monster, it pops a back row on the field. Face up or face down, very good card. When this one is special summoned from a Gladiator Beast monster, it could special summon another Gladiator Beast monster from the graveyard. It doesn't get its effect, and when this card is off the field, then that monster dies. This is good when Bestiari is in the graveyard, and let me cover something right now. Some people play this deck like this. They play Elemental Hero Prisma, they play Stratos and Rhoda, right? So what this does, what Prisma does, is you reveal Gizaris because it has Bestiari in the name, and then you send Bestiari to the graveyard. You special summon a Test Tiger because now Prisma has the name Gladiator Beast Bestiari, so Test Tiger considers that a Gladiator Beast. You pitch the Test Tiger, you tribute it, and then you take the Prisma, put it back in the deck, bring out Darius, and what Darius will do is bring back that Bestiari, and there is a Gizaris. And when that's special summoned, it pops 2 cards on the field. Up to 2 cards on the field. Even better if you're trying to avoid Starlight Road that you know your opponent has from Dust Shoot or something like that, but it's most of the time you're going for 2 cards or for game. Now, Gizaris uses a different kind of fusion summoning mechanic. You do not use polymerization. It gets special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. So that's why when you bring out Darius, if you bring back Bestiari, you just have both of them on the field. You shuffle them back into the deck. Boom, fusion summon Gizaris. Also, after this attacks, you can put it back in the extra deck and bring out 2 Gladiator Beast monsters because that's how many it took to make it. So it's very fair, and it's just very timely and very clean, very good effect, and just a very a problematic card for opponents. A Questy, when this gets brought back, you can take any Gladiator Beast card, any card that has Gladiator Beast in the name, and add it from your graveyard to your hand. That's very important because you can add any of your Glads back, but also there's a trap card, and we'll get to that after, but Gladiator Beast War Chariot, and you can bring that back as well, and it's a very good card. Laquari, this is your biggest monster in the main deck at 1800 attack, and after it gets brought out by a Gladiator Beast monster, its attack goes to 2100. So this is sometimes a beater, sometimes just a big mon on the field, but this is also a necessity to make your other main fusion monster, Gladiator Beast Heraclinos. This card is fantastic, although it takes 3 Gladiator Beast monsters to make. You have to special summon a Laquari back into the deck, as well as 2 other Glad Beasts. At certain points in the game, you will see this is not very difficult to do, and if you play it timely, it will be very, very good, because Heraclinos has an effect as follows. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. That's insane. Now, Heraclinos can negate multiple times per chain. Very, very important to know that, because they activate a card, you negate, they can't just go activate, you negate, they chain Book of Moon. You can negate that too, which is very important, and this card pairs extremely well with War Chariot. And let me just read what War Chariot does, because we keep coming back to it. Counter trap card. When an effect monster's effect is activated, if you control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster, negate the activation and destroy it. Monster effects happen all the time. If you have a Heraclinos stopping their spells and traps, and a War Chariot stopping their monster effects, most of the time, they cannot get out of that. That is a very, very powerful combo, and a Herc being as strong as it is, 3000 attack, 2800 defense, you will most likely be able to back it up with another monster, another Gladiator Beast next turn, and then tag out for a Questy, get your War Chariot back. So, very, very powerful to have both those cards on the field. And, yeah, the rest of the extra deck is just normal, you know, synchros and stuff that you don't see too much with this deck, but maybe with a Brain Control in the side deck situation and some Chimera Techs and Cyber Dragons. Anyway, back to the monsters. Murmilloth, when it gets special summoned by a Gladiator Beast, it pops a face-up monster on the field. Raioh, when it gets special summoned, you, by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you remove from play 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Has to be theirs. And my favorite Gladiator Beast, Secutor, has to get brought out by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster. At the end of any battle phase in which this card attacked or was attacked, special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. That is too good. Getting 2, this is risky. The time you're going to bring it out is with Test Tiger, when you know you have a clear attack, maybe with Rescue Cat, maybe if you're getting a little, I don't want to say getting cocky, but if you're in a good position when you know you have a lot of protection, they're probably not going to attack over this, and especially Wabaku, whatever you want to call it. Wabaku. Then this is a great card. This is, it's not the best in your hand. He's a real small guy. He's a little tiny boy, but he is a game winner. I have that written on one of my cards. I wrote win condition on one of my Glads, but I used pen, so it probably like made it too bumpy on the back, so I'd probably be cheating if I used it. So it's actually a lose condition. Spell cards, 3 book, put a monster face down. Now you can attack it, even if it has higher defense. Your monster's not going to die. Put it back in the deck. Murmilloth takes care of it because it's face up. Or, you know, you can just bring out Bestiary, Gizaris, different things like that. Disruption, attack over monsters. MST, clear back row. Smashing Ground, I tech 1 Smashing Ground for bigger monsters that they know not to attack with, into Deep Prison or something like that. And maybe they just have it in face-up attack mode. There's not too much you can do. You don't have any books. They're not attacking. They're kind of playing it slowly. Nice tech Smashing Ground. Deep Prisons removes from play a monster that's attacking. Bottomless. they summon a monster or special summon with 1500 or more attack. You banish it. You destroy it and banish it so they can My Body it. Cold Wave can only be activated at the start of main phase 1 until your next turn. You and your opponent cannot play or set any spell or trap cards. This card is crazy. Crazy, makes for some amazing plays. When you activate this, if your opponent doesn't have Solemn, even if they have back rows, now if you know you're getting an attack through, Bestiari's coming, popping stuff, Gyarados is coming, clearing their board. This card is so good. And yeah, this card was definitely banned at points, many different points, I think a few different. This card is unbelievable, and you'll see why. Hopefully we get to play it in some games. And Proving Ground, add a level 4 lower Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to your hand. This is like a Raioh for Glads. We went over War Chariot as we're moving on to the traps now. Chariot's great, stops monster effects, so I have a face-up Glad. If you have this, I mean, it's tough to have this, Starlight or Solemn, and a protection card, but if War Chariot goes off, hopefully you don't have to, you know, set Chariot, set Bottomless, get Heavy Storm, because that can happen sometimes. Notice this deck doesn't play Heavy Storm. Too many trap cards. Got to play them a little particularly. We're siding in Dust. We're not maining them. And we're only playing one Starlight Road. I think that's pretty good, considering a lot of these cards can be chained, like Book of Moon and Wabaku. Some of them can't, but you got to play your cards right. And I think the rest of the cards give you a fair chance at doing what you have to do. So I think people play this list differently. Bottomless, Deep Prison. Let's see. Wabaku, take no battle damage this turn. Your monsters can't be destroyed by battle. That's great and catches a lot of people off guard, and also is very good to chain to having MST. Really makes them rethink their entire turn and have to play differently. Starlight Road, if they try to destroy something, 2 or more cards on the field, you negate it, destroy it, bring out Stardust. Incredible card. Stardust can only use its effect once. Still incredible. 1 for 1, you're protecting your cards and you're bringing out a Stardust, so it's a +1, and Stardust is insane. Mirror Force, destroy our opponent's attack position monsters when they attack. Solemn Judgment, stop anything for half your life points. Torrential Tribute, except for monster effect. Torrential Tribute, when a monster summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. Staple cards, and Dust Shoot, a card that I'm not a fan of, but this is a very much a control deck, and to be able to control the hand just puts it a little bit more over the top. So I think Dust Shoot's good in this deck. Although I'm not a fan of it and everything, and I probably will always side it out if I'm not going first. Side deck, create your own fun stuff. This is not really a solid side deck, but we're going to go with it anyway. It's not bad. I kind of just threw it together, didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, which is not the Masterclass way, but that's okay. So here we go. Good luck. Have fun. Always fun when you go first, right? Okay, here's our favorite, right? Not doing much in there. What are we gonna do? A lot of different options right now. A lot of different options. We could set. I think that's not a bad play at all. I'm gonna set, see if we get any baited cards, see if we get an attack, and then we could pop their monster and go 1 for 1 because we're using a Wabaku. Maybe they... Oh, it's gadgets. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. This is a plus generating deck. They're going right for the attack. I'm going to activate Wabaku and flip this a quest. Now this is questionable because do I want to Murmillo this? I'm not 100% sure. It's not really getting me too much, and if they have a bunch of back rows, then actually I am going to do it. I changed my mind. They didn't play any removal. They probably have some traps and some other stuff. They sure do. Alright, we're at a good -1. Well, they got a +1 from the gadget, so... Alright, this is pretty awful, right? If this were any other Gladiator Beast, it'd be okay. But that's the risk you run playing cards like this. So let's... We don't want to set everything, right? That's a little crazy. I think we're we're going to summon Secutor so they can't get another gadget effect. And we're probably going to Mirror Force, so if they go Fortress or anything like that, we're okay. If they have an MST set or something, or a Heavy, then good for them. Then we're going to Game 2 almost certainly, unless they start committing Glads to the field, or Gadgets to the field, sorry. Pardon me? But I think they're just going to summon a Glad Beast. Maybe they're worried about Chariot right now. They are, and I'm going to Chariot that up. Good thing we have War Chariot on the field. So they summon green instead of the yellow, so we know they still have a yellow. There is Solidarity. They're pitching Fortress and a Peacekeeper to bring back that Fortress. So our back rows look like are going to end up working in our favor, but we're still not in a completely good state right now because we need a Gladiator Beast monster. We need to summon it and commit to the field, and we don't get that. And this is not doing a whole lot. We are running the risk of... This is just rough. We're just running the risk of summoning something into this. He has Yellow Gadget. And I don't want to Deep Prisoner Book of Moon a Yellow Gadget, you know, that or anything like that. I want to get this chain broken right now. So I'm just going to set these two and pass. Why am I setting both of these? Perhaps he overextends a little bit. I didn't really need to set Book. I guess now they're literally playing Soul Taker, so it's not a bad idea for me to, because they think that I have another Chariot potentially, but it's not worth Book of Mooning. We could save it for later. I didn't even know that card was out. That's crazy. Yeah, and there's not much we could do. They're gonna get their little gadgets off, and yes, I love gadgets myself, and Solidarity is gonna keep them very honest at 2,000 attack points. Alright, there's our man. There he is. Let's summon him. Hopefully they don't have anything. I will confirm if they have anything with a thumbs up. I think it's very important. I'm going to activate Smashing. Now, what's our game plan? If we attack and they have something, we book it and then we deprison the gadget that they summon, because that's most likely what's going to happen, I think. Hopefully they have nothing for the attack. They don't have anything for the attack. Do they have Royal Oppression set? Murmillo is a darn good card in the graveyard, but they have a green gadget, and we have a deprison. So I'm gonna put this in my hand. I'm gonna put that back in my deck, and there is Royal Oppression. Now this is awful for us. How are we gonna play out of this? They have gadgets for days, and we just have to draw. Actually, I was in a bestiary and pop this, so it wouldn't be a problem to get over the little guys. But now it looks like it's gonna be a huge problem. This is gonna be a game 2 and 3 kind of thing, I think. Not too much we could do, and I don't think there's too much reason to waste time. Excuse me. Now, this is a back row heavy deck for the most part, and now you get Gear Frames and Fortresses. Those cards are very good. Thunder King Raioh is very good against Glads. They can't search other ones. This takes Machines and Dragons. This will help us make Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and nothing else. Maybe Brain Control if we want it. I don't want to take gadgets really with that, but it will clear up a spot on the board if you want to attack directly with a Gladiator Beast monster. So not bad, but we're putting in 7 cards, so let's see what we should put in. Bottomless is pretty bad, but it's good against Fortress. Alright, unfortunately I think we gotta let the little guy go this game. I don't like to do that, and we are adding a ton of monsters, so maybe taking him out would be okay. You take out a Book. I think we could afford that. Cold Wave's fine. I don't think we need Wabaku too much in this game. We're going to play on the offensive a little bit now with the cards that we're putting in. And yeah, we want to keep all of our traps for sure. Definitely the rest of these traps. I'm a little hesitant with Dust Shoot, to be honest. And I'm going to take out a Tiger. I might even take out a second Tiger if I'm feeling crazy knowing that they're playing Oppression. But we are putting in Dust Shoots. I'm going to only take out 1 Tiger. Rediari doesn't really serve too much of a purpose here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got to find 2 more cards to take out. I guess Proving Grounds. I kind of want to take out Smashing, but it's so good. Oh, we only need to take out one Proving Ground. Alright, that's perfect. Alright. Side decking is very, very important. I skipped my draw phase. I guess I don't get to draw. Can't stress that enough. 1200 defense, 1200 defense, 400 defense. This is not ideal, right? If they bring out... Actually, we're fine. We're going to summon a monster so they can't do too much. And if they try to go with Fortress and get a little crazy, then that's how it's got to be. We don't have any protection. We have a very monster-heavy hand with some back row removal, which is great, but they have other plans. Soul Taker first. I think they probably should have MST'd first. Gain 1,000 from the Soul Taker. A back row, and they're going to call it a turn. Now, free attack, right? Free attack. I think we're going to take that up. We're going to try to take that up. Hopefully they don't have anything. They had a deep prison. They had some protection. That's good. Now, I kind of want Bestiari back in the deck, right? That's our deck monster. Actually, we keep him in the hand. We make a Gizaris next turn. I think maybe we want Sam Knight, a quest. We kind of want to get back our Laquari. I kind of want to put a Laquari on the field, but I don't think he really has too much to deal with in a quest. To be honest, I think he didn't have to do it turn 1, but do you want to get the +1 and get a Laquari back in your deck? Back in your hand, rather? Or do you want to just... Yeah, he can't deal with a 1600 monster. I don't think he can deal with that. Maybe he can. I want to get a little wild too, make it seem like we got something going on, like we have a really good hand. 5 to his 4. He drew for his turn. Excuse me. Yep, there's Yellow Gadget. If you have the Fortress, you have it. Then I mean, look at this hand. It's not ideal anyway, but we can attack over this, bring out Murmillo, kill Fortress. But when it's targeted by a monster effect, it will pluck a card out of our hand. We have a monster heavy hand anyway, and Bestiari is not bad in the graveyard, so that's actually okay. 2 back row. We draw into Chariot, would have been okay last turn. Does he have Oppression again? We drew MST Dust. That got us somewhere. I mean, Dust got us nowhere. But we can't lose too many monsters on this, right? So we gotta attack. Good if it goes. If they have Oppression, then we're getting rid of their... Yep, he does have it. Now that's okay, because now we're stopping their Fortress, right? Which is pretty good. I think we're gonna put a quest back on the field. See if he has a bottomless or anything for that. I'm gonna set 1 and I'm gonna pass. Now I think we're okay to start getting some damage, and his life points are pretty low. We have to be worried about Solidarity. That is what we have to be worried about, because that will definitely not allow our monsters to be too high. But if he summons a monster with Solidarity on the field, we could bottomless it, I believe. Also, if he summons a monster and then puts Solidarity on the field, we're not going to be able to do too much about it. Now, I don't want to overextend like crazy, but if I 16, he's at 36 next turn, 16 and 15, or 16 and 18, it's only 31 and 34 respectively. I kind of want to put the pressure on him. If he has Torrential, that is just so bad for us. So bad for us. Oh man, if there's a time to get greedy though, I think it's right now. Maybe I'm crazy, right? If I attack for 16, he's at 36, I can't win next turn. I want to put pressure on him right now. If he has Mirror Force or Torrential, I will be punished when I'm playing this the way that I want to play it, and sometimes you have to just make calls like that. Do I know what this is? Not 100%. Am I going to play this the way that I think I need to play it. He says no effect, I bottomless it, and he left. Okay, he removed it, and that's it. Alright, let's think about that for a second. That went very... It wasn't a great hand. Wasn't a great hand. Had to play that particular game very specifically in order to get that win. I'm happy we did, and I'm happy we get to take out Dust Shoot now. Now, what are we putting back in? What other changes are we making? Electric Virus will definitely do some damage, help us get some attacks through, but our main concern is getting oppression off the field. Very, very important. I didn't put Brain in, but I put Electric Virus in. I think that's cheeky. We have a lot of good monsters in here now. I don't want to commit too much more. I think Wob's a good card. I think Wob's probably our best card. I think. Rodiari's a little small. We don't need it. Proving Ground would be okay, but we sided Raioh and Brain's okay. We have good cards. I think we're good. Let's do it. I feel good about it. I don't think they side Fortresses out and stuff. They have the gear frames in there. On 18 beaters are good, but I feel good. I feel good, so let's just do what we gotta do. Interesting hand. Gadget in 2 back row is pretty good. Monster in defense mode. Ladies and gentlemen, what? Excuse me, what the hell is that? This could be set Bestiari. Is this a Raioh? Would they set a Raioh? Would they set a GB Hunter? Would they set a Jujutsu Master? Raioh is such a good card, but we can set Bestiari and set the house and then just Darius next turn and destroy it. That's a crazy play, right? That's a pretty crazy play, but if they summon a gadget and go to attack, we can book it. We're going a little minus. I kind of want to summon Thunder King and make the play. Oh, this is tough. This is so tough. Tough play because I want Thunder King on the field. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to play my game. If they flip Raioh, I'm flipping Solemn. If they summon a monster and attack, I'm going to book it, even if it's just a Glad. Or even if it's just a gadget, dude. They're not Gladiator Beast monsters. I have a hard time thinking that deck plays heavy. That's fine. It'd be great if I had another monster in my hand that wasn't Darius, because I could let this go, summon a Glad, attack over it, bring back the Glad, and not feel... What the heck? Okay, if it would be destroyed, it's not destroyed. That's going to make Book of Moon very nice for us. And I think I'm going to activate that Book of Moon. Now we're getting a +1 off that, right? They have a red gadget in their hand. We have a Thunder King. Alright, so Peacekeeper falls off, and now we're clear to attack. We have a Dust and a Solemn. This does get an effect. That's fine. He had a nice Union monster, so he gets Gear Frame. Good for us. He's not going to get to really use it. 1 back row. Perfect, perfect. The stars are starting to align. Rivalry. Interesting side deck card. I like it. Alright, this is going to help us later on to get Darius on the field and attack. Now, I think our most important thing to do right now is put this guy on the field, because we know he has a gear frame and we know he has I believe a red gadget. So we are going to flip this. We're going to summon this. We are absolutely going to make sure this gets an attack off. So in some weird case that they have Gores, even though they had a continuous trap card set, we can get Murmillo, even though we would have a 19 token. Now, what do we want to get? Do we want another big monster in Laquari? Do we want to just start beating? I think that's our best bet. I think Sam Knight isn't the worst idea here, because we're probably going to run over a monster next turn with it, unless he summons Gear Frame and attacks. But I don't think he's going to summon it, but I don't think it's a bad play if he does summon it, so I'm just going to do this. Main phase 2, make him think we're going to set another trap card, but I'm not. He does play Soul Takers and stuff, but hopefully he doesn't have any right now. If he does, he does. He has Fissure. That's awful. I really think I want to Solemn that. That would drop me to 4,000. He has 21. He has a lot of cards in his hand, and he probably has another fissure or something of the sort. But if he doesn't, then Thunder King goes an absolute mile. Next turn we Virus, take his Fortress, summon Darius, assuming he's gonna do all that. I'm gonna play just so crazy right now. This might lose me the game. I think last game we played it as good as we could, and yeah, Pious Defense, that's him. He did have another one, but that's okay, because we still have an out next turn. He does have the Fortress already, so he's going to bring that right out. If he summons Gear Frame, brings out another Fortress, then I think that's it. Yep, there it is. I think that's going to be it for us, but should I have not solemned it, you know, let it go through? He still makes the same play. I solemn one of them, I lose. So, very good game. Very well played. This is an interesting matchup. That's going to be 400. Yeah, and that's going to be 1,825 is game. Well played by my opponent. We will try to get a win in here with Gladiator Beasts. I like to always leave with a win. So let's try to steal one win in here very quickly. Gadgets. Very, very good deck. I absolutely love Gadgets. I think it's a very good deck. I thought we had all the right cards that game. I thought we had all the right pieces, and I thought we made the right plays, but they just tied in so much monster destruction. Alrighty, so what did we see in that last game? Royal Oppression really, really hurt. It was a close game. We also saw that Gadgets sometimes can just pop off when they want to. They have a tendency of going slow, all of a sudden, boom, with the gear frames and stuff. And I think that deck is kind of want to go acquire if we attack. Yeah, Darius is fine. Let me explain what I'm doing, huh? It's probably a good idea. I'm summoning a Darius so that if I attack successfully next turn, I can get 2,100 Laquari as opposed to 100 points difference now. I drew Solemn as my 6th card, so that made it very easy for me to set all these cards. Wabaku, Deep Prison. Alright, so another Glad would be perfect. Might have a Raioh set. We can Chariot that. Just gonna attack. Nothing crazy. Could do a Secutor Test Tiger play right now. It's a DD Warrior Lady. It's going to use the effect, and I'm going to War Chariot that. So, goes to the graveyard. Declare. I'm going to put this... I always want to put them back in my hand. They're not that good. They're not that good. But now we can get a quest and use the effect to get back this War Chariot. So look how plus we are already. We went first, we have 7 to their 6. It's a nice +1 because of Questy got it back. Yeah, they know that we have it, but that's okay. Okay. Let me... Oh, I didn't set bottomless. Why didn't I set bottomless? What a dummy. I meant to set bottomless. Oh, when you have this many cards on the field, you could afford to commit one more. We'll set it next turn. Deep Prison effectively does the same thing for us. Now we draw Bestie, interesting play. We can get a little crazy with Gazaris, pop 2, Solemn, anything they may have. We could just a quest. And I would say just bring in Bestiary, but we just drew it. I'm actually going to play a little crazy. I'm gonna show them that. I'm going to put both of these back in my deck. I'm going to shuffle my deck. Sometimes I forget, and you really should not forget. I'm bringing Gazaris. I'm going to declare this effect and try to pop both of these. Get my Solemn ready for a bottomless. There's a Book of Moon and an MST. I think I'm okay with letting that go. Because he hit the War Chariot. And he stops our attack. But we stop his attack next turn with bottomless or Wabaku. And I think we're in a really fine spot here. I think that's an okay play. That's fine. There's a Raioh that he is going to be able to get back, or a Freed. Now, we can't bottomless at 1300, but now it's at 1800, so we will play Wob and flip this back up. Okay, we're going to put that back. Herald of Orange Light. Great play. Jeez Louise, great play. Now if we draw Glad, we're cooking though. Nothing doing. That's awful. We gotta slow the game down a little bit. That's a great play. Great, great Herald of Orange Light. This thing's gonna get some yardage now. Another Raioh. Another 18. When this gets destroyed by anything, right? So we don't want to Mirror Force that and go -1. We just want a Glad. Or Deep Prison to hold that off for a turn. That's great too. It's probably not going to overcommit to anything, in which case we could bottomless. Torrential, good knowledge to have. I wanted to finish my thought about the gadgets before, but yeah, they really can pop off. Gear Frame and Fortress gave them just a lot of room to do more. Very, very solid deck. I like that deck a lot. We're going to profile it soon. Draw, set Torrential, and pass. This could be a Raioh. We've seen two. There's probably a third. Shining Angel. We can Torrential that. Didn't really give us time to think what we want to do with it. I think Torrential would be okay. But I want to save Torrential for Christia or something like that. Even though we have bottomless. We could force it, but we want to draw Glads, right, and not have them on the field when we need a Torrential. So I think Torrential's fine. If he has 4, that's fine. He can special summon Christia. He's gonna banish a Warrior Lady in that for a Soul Purity of Light. I think that could probably get Mirror Forced, right? That's just. I could probably just get Mirror Forced, I think. Interesting fairy deck we're playing against right now. Are they going to Solemn that? No, they're not. Okay, Glad would be fantastic. Last match we had too many Glads. This match we have none. There is an honest. Interesting to show that for 1100 damage. Giving us time. That's what we want. Here he is. A Gladiator Beast Monster. Read him and weep, and we have Chariot in the graveyard. Now we can make a Test Tiger play to get that back, but we have no cards in the hand. But when you can get Secutor, you gotta go for Secutor, I think. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I have a Solemn set. I'm gonna play a little. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. But I want to. So you take 400, the attack goes through. And we are gonna get our Questy to get back Chariot, and we're gonna get, what else we got? Wob and bottomless. We could just get Laquari, right? We have Wob. We have Wob. We don't need to make Herc yet. We can just get this back to our hand, and we have all the protection in the world right now with Wob and bottomless. This is just fantastic. This is one of those times you could be a little greedy with Secutor. I'll Solemn him, I'll Wob for him, I'll go deep if that's what it calls. We went first, we have 6 to their 3. There it is. That's pretty good. We're playing against fairies. Fairies, fairies, fairies. Look at this great side deck that we have for that. But you side for the side deck, right? So what are they going to put in? Probably oppressions and stuff. Do we want a brain control monster? No. This isn't Monarchs. We don't need to sacrifice anything. I guess Nock's pretty good. I think with the 3 Raiohs, Nock will take them by storm a little bit. Cyber Dragon will be okay. Thunder King, DD Crow doesn't do much. No machines, no dragons. Definitely not that. We'll take out Dust Shoot. That's always the first card to go. take out a proving ground, even though we definitely lacked monsters, right? It's what we saw last game, rather. There's the MVP, there he is. And, let's think. Mob's a good card. I worry mostly about the Alchemist. You don't want to Murmillo an Alchemist, because then they're going to get a card and they could just take care of your Murmillis. Yeah, Deep Prison goes a real long way here. Chariot goes a real long way. Smashing. Maybe. Yeah, we'll leave Smashing in. We'll take... I guess we could leave Book, right, with Knopf. We could afford another Proving Ground. And maybe we could afford a Wob or a Bookie Boo. Even though I just said we're not going to get rid of a Book, I still think that we should. So I'm gonna. Because they set enough monsters. And Raiko's really good against Glads. Because it destroys them before they get their effect. So let's see what we got game 2. Doesn't look too bad. There it is. There's the T set. Now dust shoot. What do we want in the graveyard? Less. I'm going to normal summon Sam Knight in case we get Rescue Cat. The quest can't get back a quest. See if that's okay. If it's Torrential Sengen, I take my chances with that. I will knock. Show me a Raioh. Remove all the Raikos. That's very good for us. They take it. We'll use the effect. If they have an oppression, then they have an oppression. You gotta... This deck is like that. Now, we can Bestiari. If they Torrential, that's okay. If they Bottomless, we could Book. We're gonna go a little minus, but if we Torrential their monster, then a quest, attack Darius, Gizaris. It doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pop anything like that, but I'd much rather... Could get a little Secutor, get greedy. I always just want to go for removal when I can. It's not always necessarily the best play. Right here, it turns out to be a pretty good play considering they had Dust. Did they draw Dust heavy? I don't know. Do I need to set any more than this? Probably not. If they summon Alchemist, right? If they have Heavy Alchemist, it is what it is. We could run over it with a quest and save these cards for later. I guess I don't get to set this. I guess I'm setting the wrong card, but we're only going to set one. I don't think there's any reason to overextend. They check the graveyard. Could have a Soul Impurity of Light. That's what that kind of implies to me. Yep, Alchemist comes back. It's an honest, good card. I'm going to book this. So Book coming through nicely. They will get something back, but we will get a nice tag out. Maybe 2 if we don't see a back row, but we do. I don't want to overextend into this, because if it gets Torrential, then he still gets this effect, and he gets a free Raioh, which is pretty nuts. But we can't Bestiari the back row, which is unfortunate, so we're just going to have to attack. Takes the Honest back to his hand. I'm going to put this back on top of the deck. And I'm going to grab Knock. Just kidding. I guess we're just going to get Laquari for now. I don't think him having that one fairy in the grave is that big of a deal. I think it's more important that we have a 21 beater on the field right now. Now, a little crazy to set both. But now knowing that he has an Honest, I don't know, I kind of want both on the field. And I think he would have heavied last turn to get the Bestiari out of there. Unless he set heavy like a goon. Looking in the graveyard a lot. 2100 is a big boy. There's a Shining Angel. I really have no response to that. So I'm going to let that go through. He's going to take 700. to bring something else out. Probably a warrior lady. It's okay if he keeps the honest in his hand. Brings out another shining angel. No response on that. It looks like he's trying to set something up for like a Christia sort of play, perhaps. 3 in there now. 4 will put a monster on the field. Looks like he's going to... Does it again to put 4 in there. Assuming this is all fine. He's doing this all very quickly, but I'm fine with it. Looks like he's setting up for a Christia. A fine play indeed. Does have the heavy storm. Didn't matter if I set 1 or 2. If Christia comes out, it's pretty bad news for us. Wow, played that very well. Was able to get that out very easily. Now how do we get around this? We can't special summon. Smashing Ground would be great. We can't special summon. I'm just going to pass. Hopefully we draw a Smashing Ground or something and can do a little bit next turn. He still would have been able to bring that out even if we did Raioh, or he just would have attacked over Raioh, and that would have been nightmarish for us. I'm going to take both. There's a Chariot, and that... never give up. Maybe he doesn't have another monster. Attack over this. Banish them both. No reason for him to think that we're done just yet. No reason to give up the little bit of hope that we have. Maybe he doesn't overextend right now. Maybe he plays this a little differently now and just attacks and gives us some life. Very possible. Looks like he's going to try to Soul Impurity of Light with Christia on the field. Does want to overextend, perhaps. Not going to be able to, so I am just going to take game. Alright, so we're going to game 3. Going to game 3. Who would have thought DD Crow would be good? No, it's not. It's not. We're not putting DD Crow in. Let's see. Brain Control. Dust Shoot's good. He did have that heavy storm. That's crazy. Kind of want to leave Knock in there. Maybe he takes the Raikos out because he knows we put Knocks in, wants us to have some dead cards. Book of Moon, knowing that he has Christia floating around. What can Book of Moon replace? What can Book of Moon replace? Do we want to get crazy with Secutor? Yeah, we always want to leave Secutor a chance. Interesting card. What are we taking out? What are we taking out? Do we even need to put the 3rd book? Yeah, we kind of have to, right? Even though if we attack into a Christia and it flips up, we can't tag out. We'd have to make a Gizerus play. We're not going to put the book in. We don't need to book Knock, Shining Angels and stuff. That's a little crazy. We're not going to do all that. We're just going to draw and get ready to Secutor next turn. Hopefully he summons Alchemist or Shining Angel or something like that and attacks. If we have to, if MSTs or Storms and does that, then we're at a little bit of a different play. Now we can't do both of these. We can't Cold Wave, chill him out, and Knock. We can only do one. I'm thinking it's okay to summon a quest right here. And we're going to Knock again, although this didn't turn out... I mean, it worked last game, right? We hit the Raioh, we removed it all, that's fantastic. We're going to get it again, game 3. Only 2. I guess I got to take his word for it now, don't I? Before he set a Dust Tornado. This time he has Oppression. But I have a hard time. I don't think we need to set Book, right? Because we can Cold Wave and then they can't play any. I don't know if that means they could activate the effect or not. I don't think so. I will deprison that. Alright. I'm pretty sure now that I'm allowed to cold wave. So he can't play oppression. He can't play the card. He might have Herald. We are going to get this attack through with Secutor right now, it looks like. That is fantastic. He does have the Herald. That's nuts. We got a pass. Wow, he had the out and he waited for the perfect time to use it. That's fantastic. So now we're just going to take 1800. There's nothing we can do. If that oppression stays, we have no monsters. He can't set that back row. Wow, we are in a tough position now. Let's set the house and hope we draw a big monster. Sure thing. Good card to draw. I'm going to take it. Life's starting to get a little low. I don't think he's going to summon, risk anything else, but he does. It looks like a Raioh. Does have a back row. Jeez, this is getting ugly. If he sided a Raioh out, then maybe we're okay. If he did not, and he has one right there, yeah, then there's not a whole lot we could do. It looks like that's not what it is. We're playing a tight game right now. Very tight game. Oppression. We got that Dust Tornado coming a little bit late. I will do everything I can to not have to book anything. Yes, Cyber Dragons will be live. Wow, this is going to be tough to come out of. Very, very tough. Let's summon the old Bestiary. And let's attack into this. Try to get 200 off of them. I could chariot that monster face down. I'm going to chariot that effect so we don't have to do anything with that. I guess I could have mirror forced that because this might be more of a problem. But something tells me it's just not. Alright, so we're going to get this effect. We're actually going to get a Questy off that Bestie. And that's going to use that effect to get us that War Chariot right back. We're going to set that Chariot. That way we can hopefully deal with that if it's something crazy. And there it is. We went first. We have 5 to their 6. Oppression does its job. He knows that that's a Chariot, so nothing crazy. Third Raioh. I might have to solemn it. He is... He hit the book. I don't really have to solemn that. He didn't go for the quest. You can't torrential. Gonna let it go through. Gonna let it go through. Okay. Okay, looks like he's going for an armory arm right now to attack over this. He has a lot of fairies in grave. And we are gonna see another day, I think, unless he has a solemn set. Best believe if I have a monster, I'm summoning that boy and going for game. Oof! So rough. Maybe I wouldn't. Oppression, return. Decisions, decisions. Do I want to activate MST right now for the free attack? I kind of think we have to. What a game 3. What a game 3. I think we have to. I think we have to. I don't really want to, but it's right. Wow, is this going down to the wire? Has the gores, and I think that's going to be the game for us. I can't believe they had it. That is insane. Game not over 100%, but not looking good now. Any monster wins them the game. They play a lot of them, so this could be it. We get it ready. They don't have it. Wow. That's going to buy us a turn unless they have an MST or a dust. Could be it. They heavy their own card to try to guarantee the win. Monster here is insane if we draw a monster here. Are you kidding me right now? And this has... How much did they take from that direct attack? They took 16. So right now they're taking 2. It's not game. Would have been insane if we were able to have game somehow. Now what do we want to get back? What do we want to get back? This is everything. They can get a Cyber Dragon if they end up topping an Alchemist, even though they only have 1, and we try to Chariot it, because I kind of want to get a quest and get Chariot. Oh man, this is tough. This is tough. This is so tough. I kind of want to get a quest, but if he has a monster that can get over it, then he can get over a second one in my hand, right? Oh, this is so tough right now. Laquari can't get itself. I think our best bet is a Questie to get a +1, and I think what we're going to do is get this Chariot back to our hand. Oh, if they got it, they got it, but if they don't, that would be incredible. Oh, wow, what a game. That's crazy. Wow, I know they left, but I still want to say very well played. Are you kidding me with those matches? That is, you can't write it up any better than that. What the heck? That's wild. That is absolutely wild. They played 2 Oppression and Gores. 2 Oppression and Gores. That is wild that's how we almost lost. If we did, I attacked, I knew what I was getting myself into. That is just a crazy game. Wow, I'm really popping off right now. Normally I don't do that, but I'm hyped because everyone's watching, and just the fact of knowing that this game played out the way it did in Game 3 after we lost the first match, I was like, man, we might take a couple L's right now. We did the best that we could. Could have side decked a little bit better. Very happy to come out with a win, and wow, great game. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.